Hey everyone, Miacidae here. So as you can see, today we're going to be starting another new game. One I've been kind of looking forward to and another one that I've been kind of putting off for a while. I've had this in the backlog, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Now, full disclosure, I am a 40k nerd. I have played Warhammer, Fantasy, and 40k tabletop for a very long time, or rather I played them for a very long time, a very long time ago. That being said, I actually don't know much about the factions we will be playing today. I'm assuming, based on everything that I've seen about Rogue Trader, we're going to be playing kind of with the Imperium, which means Space Marines and the Imperial Guard. I could be wrong about that, but kind of in those sectors. And I was a NID head, or a tier NID. I don't know much about anything that we'll be playing with today. This was also based on probably rule sets that I am not familiar with because I stopped playing years ago. I sold my 40k army to pay for some of college and to pay for a car to get to college. So I think that about tells you what the 40k armies were worth back then, let alone what they are worth or how expensive the hobby is now, because it has only gotten more expensive from what I was told. That being said, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader is based on the 40k universe. We will be in a lot of space. There'll be a lot of references to the lore of that, be it books, things like that. And as you saw in the beginning of this, I was shown a epilepsy warning when I first booted this up and started doing all these settings. I don't want anyone having problems with that. However, I haven't seen anything that would show me that there is an epilepsy warning as of yet, but there is something of that in the game, just so people are aware. So if you have problems with that, I'll probably try to show that when I think there is something that will trigger that, but be warned that there may be something that triggers that in the game. Before we dive in though, for those of you who don't know what Rogue Trader is, it is a CRPG that is a turn-based strategy combat style, however has various branching things that will happen based on what decisions you make, be that in combat I'm assuming, or just talking to various characters and decisions you make in the story. From the makers of the game, Owlcat Games actually, which from the Steam page, made in close partnership with Games Workshop, which is the makers of Warhammer, Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy, all that stuff. Rogue Trader is a story-rich classical RPG from Owlcat Games. Begin your adventure aboard your own personal giant void ship, traveling between the multitude of systems in the Koronus Expanse, a barely charted and incredibly perilous region of space. Despite being considered a backwater of the Imperium, the region encompasses an enormous stretch of the void, filled with dangerous creatures and prodigious opportunities for profit and exploration. So it kind of has a XCOM feel to me with the actual combat, but you do get to level up your characters kind of like in a RPG, so it's a nice little mix between them, which you'll get to see very early on. So let's just dive into it. Make our character take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their own trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valencius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of the shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valencius dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigue, calamities, and heresies. The stakes are high and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifying, powerful, and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Koronus Expanse. And just full disclosure, I do have Void Shadows and Lex Imperialis, the two DLCs right now. I got them on some sale, so it was rather cheap. So if you are looking to get them, they do go on sale every once in a while, especially around the holidays. And those are the only two I believe I have. There seems to be a lot of difficulties. However, you can modify them quite a bit. So if you just wanted to up the unit modifier or partial hit bonus, whatever. I think I'm going to go with daring here because that sets everything to about 0%, except for like skill test modifier, damage required to receive an injury, percent of wounds. Everything else seems to be at 0. Max duration for hard crowd control effects on a party, that's unlimited. Number of rounds before a fresh wound becomes an old wound is 3. Number of injuries received before coming trauma, that's 3. Otherwise, everything's at 0%. So I think we're going to go with daring. So I don't know much about this game, but I do play CRPGs. I have played Warhammer. I have played XCOM, so I kind of, to an extent, know what I'm doing, but I don't know much about... It's been a while since I played some of these types of games, and especially Warhammer, and I don't know anything about this faction, really. Choosing this difficulty is not recommended for players not familiar already with the Rogue Trader system as well as the implementations of this game. Sure, so there are 3 characters that are already kind of decided for you that you could pick. Hecata, a soldier, who is an Astra military commander. Darius, who is a crime lord or Bahadur, I believe, who is a commissar. However, I'm not sure if they have their own archetypes or like their own stories with them that they would like have already predetermined. Like if you choose Darius here, if you get very story specific things with him that you wouldn't get with a custom character or voice lines or anything like that. However, I always find it fun in these types of games to make your own character. So let's do that. Because what I found with the custom characters, the choices that you get to make were kind of interesting. So, while perusing through these, there is some kind of interesting, to say the least, portraits you can pick. What I found kind of, how do you want to put this? Unfortunate is like I really liked this portrait here. You couldn't make that eye, or at least from what I found in the augmentations and things like that, which was kind of unfortunate. You can also import custom portraits, I think, but I didn't go that far in. So I'll go with this one for now because I kind of like it. However, like if I go down here to the, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a female because it kind of looked ambiguous to me, but if you kind of go down here to the augmentations, these are the only augmentations you get, and none of them affect the eye. So maybe that's something we get later. But for now, you can't make that portrait. Because nothing affects the eye and you don't get it. You can get one of these thingies, or one of these thingies, which kind of gross, but kind of Warhammer 40k-esque to me. You can get a whole thing on your upper head, or even this little dot here. But nothing to match that whole eye section there. So they got a smooth looking face there, so we'll match that. Kind of a slim-ish body, and they're pretty untanned, I would say. So we'll go with that. Now, we don't need to match that because I find this kind of a silly haircut looking on that. Well, going through this, I found it kind of interesting that, like, the old haircuts I used to have, they don't have in here, which is kind of unfortunate. But they do have some kind of silly haircuts like this wig, which I guess kind of fit the 40k universe. You can have a totally shaved head, but you can't have the reverse where your sides are shaved. You can just have normal hair. You can have mostly shaved head. Shaved heads, totally bald, curly heads. But I think we'll go with just shaved head for now. You can get some interesting looking tattoos. You can have up to 5 of them. So like if you want one arm this way, another arm to be... Oh, you can overlap them. So if you want those, if you want leg tattoos, I thought those would be legs. You can color them too, so fun stuff. But for a crime lord, wait, there's no chest tattoos. I just realized that. I thought there was a chest tattoo on this portrait too, but I guess not. It does look to be head tattoos though. That don't really match up. I don't really like any of the head tattoos here, fortunately. I do kind of like this sleeve though. We'll go with this one. I'll just go with the one. No augmentation, so I don't really like those. And I think it was...
My supremacy is proven once again.
Empyrean, take this sacrifice. Ruinous favor prevails.
Why not be a heretic if we're gonna be a rogue trader, right? There we go. Now we get to pick a... I mean, there's a lot you can do with the custom character. As you can see, like, we get to pick a homeworld, it affects stats here. What I kind of picked when I was going through this earlier was I wanted to be a Voidborn. Voidborns are humans birthed in the belly of a void vessel or aboard an ancient orbital satellite. Those who have lived their lives on void ships become inert to some extent due to reality-altered process of warp travel and living in low or zero gravity environments. In many cases, their features are drawn and their skin pallid. They may even have minor deformities or a strangeness to their speech, gait, and general appearance set them apart from others. This gives them the fortune. A Voidborn character can re-roll any failed attack, dodge, parry characteristic, or skill test with a 20% chance of success. This chance cannot be greater than the base chance of the roll. Additionally, any enemy dodge or parry against a Voidborn character has a 20% chance to fail after a successful roll. Just a little bit extra hit chance and things like that, so that could be nice. It also gives me 5 willpower, which is successful. Well, in this case, it's going to be successful resisting negative mental effects, intelligence on lower stuff, and tech skills, which will be handy, I think, but minus in strength, and I don't think I'll be using much melee, so that's not the biggest deal. Then we get to choose our origin, so if I want to be a crime lord, a navy officer, a noble, which also kind of gives us our gear look, I'm guessing. Psyker. Psykers are fun, but does it tell what skills you get if you're a psyker, by the way? So psykers can do stuff like pyromancy, telepathy, divination. I kind of liked the crime lord though. So surefire plan. At the start of combat, the crime lord gains plus intelligence bonus stacks to the surefire plan effect. Activation of this ability consumes 1 stack and makes the next action stronger dependent on the type of action. The crime lord attacks, they deal +1 plus 10 plus perception bonus percent more damage. If the crime lord moves, they gain plus dodge and parry until the start of the next turn. The crime lord uses a non-damaging attack on an enemy. The enemy suffers a penalty to damage for 1 round. Can be used multiple times a turn. So that sounds like it could be really helpful later on, if I'm being totally honest. The Imperium survives and prospers in no small part due to the narrowness of its vision, but a rebellious mind and will such as yours could not be so easily constrained. The dark path of smugglers and renegades that wind behind the facade of the Imperium society offers a dangerous refuge for those unwilling to bow to the law. You used to be one of those dangerous yet resourceful individuals, so I gained plus weapon skill, which is increases parry and reduces enemy parry chance against melee attacks, also increases chance of, that's all melee stuff, perception, how well a character perceives surroundings, or even tell when someone is being deceitful, also affects awareness and reduces enemy dodge chance against a character's attacks. I get awareness. Reacts to things that the conscious mind may not perceive, also allows characters to notice traps, cleverly hidden objects, secret passages, and unusual or suspicious elements in an environment. And logic, rational augments more convincing, and allows them to notice any logical inconsistencies in other people's words. Also, it helps operate quagators more efficiently. I'm not sure what that is. May give access to more dialogue options. Also more perception. Wait, do I get a plus 10 perception here? And then plus 10. Oh, that's just a... Why do I get a +5 perception here, but then a +10 perception down here? It also features will be available after Origin Advancement. Gotcha. So this one just sounds fun to me. It sounds very useful. A lot of things in my pocket that I get to use. Then I get the Apex of Brilliance, which gives +5 logic. The Feat of Greatness, which gives +5 logic. I'm not sure why I would pick one over the other, other than just maybe talking options, or I can choose Illustrious Glory, which is +5 lore into the Imperium, which would give like more dialogue options there. So I think I'm going to take the Apex of Brilliance here. You manage to corrupt an entire star system and turn it into your personal den of thieves. Just talking point maybe. My Darkest Hour. So I think the triumph here is just like, hey, this is a thing I did, but then the Darkest Hour is like thing that bad happened. So like I can take a minus fellowship, a minus toughness, or a minus fellowship here. And I think I'll take the minus toughness because fellowship here is, it represents a character's business sense and their ability to make profitable bargains, make access to new dialogue options. Or toughness, it represents negative effects, may apply by some poisons. So like the persuasion or the commerce one sounds like it'll get me more deals and or people on my side, where toughness is just like play smarter. So let's take Koronus. You were arrested and thoroughly interrogated using creative and violent methods. Of course I was. I sounded like a horrible guy in the beginning. I get to take an archetype. So I get to choose if I'm a warrior, which sounds like a upfront person. Officer, which use their willpower and fellowship to improve combat capabilities of allies. No thank you. Operative uses intelligence and perceptions to exploit weaknesses in enemies' defense. None can withstand an attack from an operative. Soldier, master of all ranged weapons, or a blade dancer, which seems locked. So, oh no. Blade dancers are swift and deadly masters of the sword, specializing in delivering flurries of rapid strikes, able to sacrifice a part of their health to enhance their close combat capabilities. No thank you. I was kind of thinking operative. Operative kind of sounds like a ranged sniper of sorts to me. Core focus, precise single attacks, defense penetration, area buffs, and consistent firing position. Kind of like sniper to me. So we'll go with that. And then I get to put 30 points into various things here. I get a bonus to weapon skill, intelligence, perception, and willpower. I get a minus to strength. I'm going to want some ballistic skill here because I'm going to be mainly using a gun, I believe. I want to look at this quick. I need intelligence and perception for my abilities with operative. So I'm going to up those a little bit as well. So intelligence is plus 5% more damage with non-burst ranged area attacks. Also affects lures. Medicae, which I'm assuming is healing, and tech use skills, which I'm going to be using tech use. Perception, how well we kind of already went over that. It also affects awareness, reduces enemy dodge chance against the character's attack, so we're going to want that. Willpower to reduce. Yeah. So we got 15 left. Let's put a I don't need much into initiative right now, do I? But it's also dodge chance. It doesn't tell me how much that ups dodge chance though. So let's take ballistic skill up again. Intelligence and perception. Those are going to be my main things, I'm assuming. I only get to choose a sword class frigate named the Patient Fortune. The Von Valencius flagship. Alright, that's our character. We'll grow that hair back, don't worry. We have a lot of logic. Holy cow. I didn't... Oh, these are just the skills based off the characteristics. Gotcha. So skill value is 55. I get 5 from the Apex of Brilliance, 45 from my intelligence bonus, and 5 from being a crime lord. It helps operate things, so hopefully that's going to be good. Base of 45 on everything else. I got a good awareness. I have a horrible toughness, so let's not be hit. Yep. We're good. We're good. I guess this is our canon name, but what fun is that? Let's go. Veil degradation scales from 0 to 25, does not transfer between battles. It is the same value for all psychers in a battle. Well, once I find out what veil degradation is, that'll be good to know. Press any key to continue. We are in the upper decks. I spent 30 minutes on that. Oh, this is going to be interesting because flagships, huh? This really screams IG at me. Imperial Guard, but I'm not... Oh yeah, those are Imperial Guard, I think. Those Marines I just... The troops with the guns right there that I see. I could be wrong though, once again. It's been years since I played.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Alright. Choice and dialogues. You are in a dialogue. No shit. Here you can learn about current events, influence the character you are speaking to, or even alter the course of the game's narrative. Your character's personal story depends upon the dialogue choices you make. Available dialogue options are displayed in the right. Select to reply by clicking the LMB or by pressing a corresponding digit on your keyboard. Let's see. An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor or mankind is like the ruler, the higher power, which everyone worships. He's the leader of the Imperial Guard and the Space Marines, if I remember right. However, if you've read like the Horus Heresies and stuff, you know a few other things. So, the guide, the ruler, the higher power to which humanity offers their prayers and aid for deliverance, most would be driven mad with despair if they knew the truth. Yeah. How do we want a response? Have we met?
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
How do they even try to pronounce this stuff? So, Her Ladyship's a rogue trader subject of the Imperium with a unique hereditary title. Rogue trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of a galaxy for the benefit of mankind. Well, I have a feeling we're not in charge here. Wait, my last name is Stubbs? Why is my last name Stubbs? My name is Miacidae.
Regards, Master. Or should I say, von Valencius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you. Understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of Her Ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
Interesting. And one of the heirs? You see, I am one of the heirs, so there's another.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Master of Whispers. What's your responsibility?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Interesting, okay. And why am I aboard this vessel? That would probably be the same goal as you had a goal when you decided to seek me out.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Why haven't I met with her before if she summoned me this far? Like, I'm a guest upon her ship and I haven't met her?
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Okay. Rogue Trader desires to meet... to journal, okay. Rogue Trader desires... I'm not pronouncing that time after time after time. Desires to personally meet with the person recently brought upon her flagship. A storm is brewing over the dynasty, so the Lord Captain has something important to share with her if she gets the chance. Oh, that's not ominous at all. Okay. So, if I remember right, the controls were just click to walk, and then was to do control. Yeah, it's not going to tell me that again. Gotcha. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They mark with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects, some transfer the character to neighboring locations, or launch a small event. These objects become visible when your character is standing close enough to the interactable object. Click LMB on the icon to perform associated action, such as doors or chests. Not all are always marked with icons, but the cursor changes when you hover over them. Hover your cursor over the object if the object is interactable, and then so like that. Massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood. A resource of incredible value aboard a void ship. Yeah, you don't get real wood around here. Out in space, you don't get real wood. Thought begets heresy. Heresy begets retribution. To question is to doubt. Ignorance is a virtue. My armor is conviction, I think. Truth begets hatred. Huh. I didn't realize that was English.
Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Is that a Lehman Russ? Bolter turret?
What's happening?
Oh, that's a bit of blood.
The servitors have gone berserk!
Well, I didn't really think about it, but this entire game might be an epilepsy warning.
Harbinger of discord.
Because the flashing red lights from the bolters. No, those aren't bolters, but the guns. Whoops. To survive in the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. The hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system of the Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Click the button at the start to top the battle. Shoot and don't let it get close. Well, it just took out 2 of the people. So, all battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell in the highlighted and double-click LMB to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move on the turn. 1 MB consumes 1 cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally costs more. Every second cell uses 2 MB. At the beginning of each turn, movement, blah blah blah. Okay. So I can move to like right here to get close to him to shoot. It looks like I have stub revolver. And just out of curiosity, I will do up to 14 if I hit him. Or I can do this on him.
Guides me.
I can get 6 and do up to 17 now.
Ruin beckons.
Now I can reload,
Guides me.
but I can't shoot a second time on my turn.
I won't
Gotcha.
waste my time on that.
Space to end turn. You guys missed. So can I shoot twice in a turn?
No guidance.
And then if I reload,
Will triumph. This
I can shoot again.
beneath me.
Cannot be used again this turn. Well, I can do this for next turn. Got him good. I think he's mad. Is that all you gonna do there, buddy? Characters with melee weapons can make an attack of opportunity if an opponent in an adjacent cell initiates movement. It can also be triggered by some abilities. All characters with melee weapons, including members of your party, can make attacks of opportunity. Chance to hit and deal damage is calculated just like a normal attack. Doesn't look like I have a melee weapon. I would have triggered that. So,
Purpose.
pop.
Soaked tribute.
I can scarcely believe it on the day like
Suspiciously
this.
poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
I'm guessing it's either him or someone that the rogue trader is talking to right now. That's in charge of this. Oh, and now you guys get here. After I've dealt with the
I'm
thing.
afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Alright, well, let's hope you do your job. It shouldn't be that hard to walk down a hall, right?
I tread a path unexplored.
Okay, is this Lehman Russ? Lehman Russ battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor. First breached capital wall. Why does that go away so fast? First it breached capital walls during the pacification of Vorch. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Bolter turret? Tarantula sentry gun. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. Heading on along. What are these fine specimens? I wonder what these fine specimens are. Black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern a strange... Why do they go away so quickly? Violet alloy. Yeah. Massive golden amalgam. Interspeed sparkling particles. Stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes to you as if someone has captured a piece of turbulent sea within a rock. Strange object that resembles sea coral. Spin underwater. Gray-green crystal with white veins. Low hum can be heard coming from the artifact. Interesting. Hi guys.
True power.
How's everyone doing?
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Sounds fun.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
I'm just going to survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is like parchment thin skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. There's nervously twitching fingers, the twisted face of a slight tic, and a jerky movement of all signs of illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast, Theodora features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference between status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
What answer?
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time.
Okay.
The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
No traces of them overnight. Okay. So passive skill tests, your character's skills reflect that of knowledge and capabilities. Some dialogue automatically initiate passive skill tests. If such tests succeed, new information will be revealed or a hidden dialogue option will unlock. If your character is traveling with allies, the party member with the highest score in the applicable skill is selected for each given passive skill test. Okay. Oh, that's neat. It kind of tells you what the chances here. Lore 45 and I got a 87. And wait a moment. Oh, it was an 80 modifier, I think. And I had a 45 and I rolled a 43. So all in all, I got a 88. Gotcha, that's how it probably works. So I could say those spirits could very well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens, or there are ways to confirm whether the happening on is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers, but that will give us the answer. Scrolling down. If my particular life experience are any indication, some of the natives would eagerly betray their chieftain in exchange for a quiet life serving aboard my ship, then I would leave dealing with the Aeon to those who know best. That would be another good one. I would say be on the safe side and go with either the aliens or the witchcraft. Otherwise, they're just going in bad mining spots and bloop. Let's go with the second lore, though. Lore of the Warp.
Thorough, but presumptuous. It took me a great deal to find one psyker who could serve me well for many years. Yet you speak of several.
Fair.
Sanctioned psychers are rare and valuable instruments of the Golden Throne. Or do you suggest that we use heretics, who are an offense to the God Emperor's light? It would be rather careless of you to utter such profanity in the presence of his faithful servants.
I gave a straight answer. No. We are both servants to the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become anyone of our status to engage in such petty feuds?
Even among his flock, not all are of a piece. I suggest you familiarize yourself with that fact before you are surely...
Oh, I will show you very soon, sir.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments.
Someone got told off.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
I would stop with the shoe kissing, and I would get to your job there, sir.
So, why are you here?
There are questions that I would have answered.
You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first.
Okay.
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity.
One hell of a name.
And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
That's one hell of an introduction. What's the warrant of trade? The sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. You need a relic to do that?
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
One of. Where are the others?
Naturally. Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate.
Okay, so we need to get rid of him. Thank you for letting me know that. You'll be disposed of quickly and discreetly.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
If you're satisfied with Edelthrad, why me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here.
Okay, fair.
Koronus Expanse. One could not in good faith describe your background as one of exemplary service to the Imperium. However, I am intrigued by you and your past. To have survived and prospered between the letters of the law is a rare achievement among those in our circle. You are skilled in the art of taking risks and cutting corners. Trust me when I say that you will have sufficient opportunity to apply this talent for the good of the house.
AKA, you're gonna let me know where we can cut corners and how we can skirt around things even if you don't become the next rogue trader. And we're going to put that to use as much as possible so we can make as much of a profit as possible. You're going to be one of my top advisors no matter what. I like you, and I want you to stay alive. And I want you to be very, very useful. So please stay alive, and I'm not going to say this out loud.
Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better.
Moreover, you're too smart for your own good, considering where you grew up. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voidvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Used to be. Oh. Okay, can I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the Navigator gives the signal to initiate the voidship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Where are we headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Koronus Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
So we're about to go start shit with this winter scale is about all I got out of that because I don't know the Rykad system.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
And my current responsibility.
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Alright. That should do it for now.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Oh, good. Oh, that doesn't look good. Well, that's IG for you. They drop at the first shot. And their guards are down. Not sure who these good folk are, but...
Your struggles are in vain. Your Emperor won't...
All combatants act in turns and their order are determined by initiative roll. The order of turns are displayed on the left side of the screen from bottom to top. The characters at the very bottom go first, then one on top, and so on and so on. So, you have been ambushed, the battle begins. Theodora.
For now.
I think that just buffed us. And she splattered him. He did nothing. Mort. Melta Scorching. I think just scorched a few people.
Just a minor setback.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
Chaos does not guide you anymore. Okay, cover. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Looks a lot like the cover XCOM kind of made a thing. Use cover to avoid enemy attacks. Cover that a character can hide behind are marked with a shield or a shield with a skull. When standing close to them, the character will automatically take up an advantageous position. In this case, the chance that enemy attacks will hit the cover and not the character behind them increases. The character will not receive a bonus if attacked from a side not protected by their current cover. Right. So I suppose let's get these heretics right there.
Ravage and conquer.
Analyze enemy.
Will triumph.
Das Pop. I think we dropped them. We get to reload.
Guides me.
Critical hit. Your character just landed a critical hit that deals damage equal to the character's critical damage stat. Critical damage is 150% of their normal damage by default. However, certain talents, effects, and abilities can increase it. Certain weapons also have critical damage stat. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. End of that turn.
Chaos guides me.
Well, she just splatted a few more. And he got in half. And another one.
My faith strengthens me.
Splat. Area attack. Alright. Your character has received a temporary positive bonus from an ally. Such effects enhance your character's capabilities in combat in some way. To learn more about the effect, you have gained to hover over your cursor. Source Theodora. Duration plus 50 ballistic skill until end of combat. That's what kill them is. Okay. Got it. Hey, you. Oop, that was not the right button. So if I move right there, I can hit him. Okay. Go, go. So shift 2 to mark or analyze, and then...
I need no guidance.
Did I really not hit them?
Beckons.
Guess they're technically behind cover.
I will not stoop to this.
Look out.
Well, at least she didn't hit me. That's that.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive.
I don't remember the last time I heard Whoreson. I'm trying to actually remember. That brings back memories, though. Because I think the last time I heard it was when someone called me that. Alright, Mort. Go do you. You have that awesome gun. You go do you.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
So just for those of you who don't know what the warp is, because warp is very fun in 40k, alternate dimension of pure energy and madness, existing as a mirror of real space, also known as the Imperium, the Imperium, or the Ether, the Sea of Souls, or Warp Space. It has a lot of names. So, what are your orders?
Gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Okay. He went this way, didn't he? No, he went this way.
Intriguing.
I'm assuming we don't need to help these guys, because they're shooting the heretics down there.
Powers unseen.
Alright, let's go. There's a lot of these guys. How come... Oh, they raised the bridges so they couldn't get there. You see the traitor, you end the traitor. I mean, fair. Okay, here Mort is. Hi, Mort. I'm here to help, Mort. What can we do? Oh, here's...
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
after the fighting ends, huh?
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
You know, it's a shame Mort doesn't have a portrait.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Okay, so here's Theodora.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
You know, he's supposed to be the one who makes sure this doesn't happen. Isn't he? Because he's supposed to be the one who makes sure these types of... That was his job description, wasn't it? Where, like... I forget how he put it, but, like... weaknesses on the ship, or vulnerabilities, or, like... anyone wanting to, like... betray her gets silenced very quickly, and anyone wanting to do that to other rogue traders or enemies of her gets strengthened. So why hasn't he done anything about this, and why is that happening unless it went way above his radar, unless he's the one doing it?
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Yeah, immediate assistance to those on the middle decks, and we can stop this wave from spreading.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the Navigator's Sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
Uh-oh.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
Oh. Psyker, warp, kaboom. Ship go kaboom, or worse. Yeah. Or he just dies. I mean, there's that. It's really hard to explain, especially considering I don't remember too much about it. But anyone who uses the warp can have, like, a psychic backlash, essentially. And that can essentially range from, like, oh, their mind just gets rendered to the point where they die. They can, I think, have psychic explosions to the point of, like, blowing stuff up. Which means, you know, ship go kaboom. Or, he goes insane and starts ripping other people apart. We'll have to see. Or he could be fine.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Sure he did.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Well, Mort, guard her well.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
I mean, that's fair, as long as you're not the one behind all this. And that just looked sweet. It almost sounded like
Settled.
she had more to talk about.
Here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
All right.
Then move out! Mort, come.
Make him sound like a dog. Yeah, see, the portrait just went boop boop.
To head to 18. It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
We'll all make do.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
What do you mean by that? Something hits you hard with a sharp crackle. You are consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain. What did he hit me with? I promised you a special destiny. It's time to fulfill it. What did he hit me with? And I had a guess he was with them. Little bugger.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Ah, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
I mean, these guys look a little bit well geared. You two-faced scum.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself.
Fun.
We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this voidship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power, the sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
See, this is where I would be taking point of every person here who has a gun while I'm buying time mouthing off at him. What is it, you inbred? You blood too thin?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What? Sorry, pathetic excuse you even have for your posse, you sordid, wretched piece of grok shite.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
Oh, he's for the void. At this point, there's two armed, trained on me, him, who's probably a little more beefed up, and then 4 more surrounding, probably armed as well.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Fight the voice, get out, I'm not your puppet. Voices in your head giggle and they mock your desperate outcry. You feel intruding influence forcing you on your feet and making you take a step forward to the gate looming at the center of the chamber. You were wounded by a corrupted weapon, which led to a warp entity invading your mind. Skill tests and dialogue. One of the available dialogue options require making of a skill test. Unlike with passive tests, which are made up automatically, in this case you will decide whether or not to take the option, consequence of which will depend upon the result of the associated test. In the Gateway arc, you see a Coggator, any type of digital computer in the Imperium of Man. Okay, with a human likeness built in front of a panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with 2 ember-like irises. Examine the device with tech. You carefully inspect the design of the gate, what immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some Archaeotech relic. Incredibly rare, powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past, gained 5 experience. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp, metallic fangs with the glint of a dim light. The vivid screen to the right you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after he wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their swords coiled up inside a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the sentinel. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. His skin covering stitched together with copper thread has metal hinges in place of standard joints. It seems the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of an ordinary automaton. Look for anything that can be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could be work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or protruding piece of rebar in sight. Alright, put my hand in the maw. The Sentinel's jaw clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motor start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cognitor flickers. Several long minutes pass, with your hand still in the thing. The Sentinel's jaws remained closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps, if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel, the Cognitor? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whatever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh no? Or oh yes? Is it gonna help me? Oh. Oh. But those guns aren't gonna do anything against those. Oh, and flamethrowers.
There is still another way.
Thank you for the assistance. By right of blood, check the warrant chamber. I'm sorry. What? Okay. Let it be known that by my will and true of words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant trade and bestow upon them the dynasty of the Great Mission. To be paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely upon the first into darkness, to triumph over the nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily upon the roads of thorns, to gain... I can't read that fast.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
Servo skull goes silent. Relays clicking. Second after second passes, you realize servo skull will not answer you. Contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator Sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Go to upper decks, got it.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
What's happening and who are you?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Sacred relic document that affirms blah blah blah. Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
Okay, lead me away.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Okay. As game stories unfold, you will see notifications at the top of the screen indicating that the status of your current objectives has been updated and new information has been added to your journal. Journal entries help you keep track of current events. Yeah, okay. So we got to get out of here, is what I gathered.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Seal warrant chamber. Surely I didn't need him, right? Hi, guys.
Run, fools, or fall!
Oh, hell yes. You joining me, sir?
Master! Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Conrad is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended on taking revenge on Theodora for something and is trying to reach the warrant chamber somehow as part of that plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor! I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Bandmaster, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
It doesn't matter at this point. He openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster.
Nope.
You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Armored body glove. That just sounds weird. And oh, he gave me a sniper rifle? Oh, hell yes. Alright, treating injuries. While fighting, your character can lose some of their wounds. Your character has suffered an injury by being attacked by Conrad. This happens when a character receives damage that exceeds 50% of their maximum wounds within one round. The exact percentage of wounds character must lose for this to happen may vary depending upon difficulty of the game you choose. Injuries reduce the character's resolve. When a character initially suffers an injury, it is considered a fresh injury just during the first 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, injury becomes an old injury. A fresh injury can be healed using a medkit without passing any skill tests. Old injuries can be healed using a medkit, but they require character administering the treatment to pass a Medicaid skill test to succeed. Use medkits to restore wounds and heal injuries. Note that when a character uses all their wounds, they fall unconscious. When combat is over, the wounds of all party members are replenished automatically, but any injuries they may have sustained remain. Those can be healed with a medkit. Medkits can only be used by characters who have the field medic feature, base skill Medicaid, or have taken the Medicaid skill advancement at least once. Whenever a character uses a medkit in battle, a Medicaid skill test determines the amount of wounds that will be recovered as a result. Okay.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium.
Yeah, he has that. Gotcha.
Let me help.
I'll remember this.
Thank you. Got new items. You can open it by pressing I.
Time to leave my mark upon the galaxy.
To equip new items or armor, open your inventory, double click LMB on the item. Alternatively, you can hold LMB and drag. So we got sniper rifle, only 12 to 16 damage, 15 armor penetration, dodge reduction 10, 30% extra hit chance. I'm not sure over penetration is. That's something we're gonna have to.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
Can I look at my thing?
Teeming with heretics, instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Okay.
But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the Navigator and the Master Helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space.
Uh-oh.
I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the Navigator's Sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
Well, lead the way.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
Great timing.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved.
Oh, I wanted to equip more items, but it only let me equip the
Is with us.
sniper rifle. Can I equip all that other stuff now? Combat begins with the tactical phase, during which characters cannot take attack or other actions but may take up advantageous positions. Select a character by clicking LMB on their portrait at the top of the screen, then LMB Red cells are areas inaccessible to the character during the tactical phase. Each character and the party member may move up to their maximum movement, but cannot position themselves adjacent to an enemy. I can, okay. So I wanted... to know what over-penetration here was. Most non-area range attack weapons have the chance to cause over-penetration. When this happens, the attack will also damage the creatures and objects behind the intended target. All the damage beyond target is usually lower. Okay, great. I can equip... Oh, it's not going to let me equip the body glove. Like, the second I equipped the weapon, it didn't let me equip the armor. So, that is what it is. So we're gonna have him go like right here so he can go bop, bop, bop if I need to. And then I really would like to get into cover. So that would be 1, 2, yeah, I can get to cover right there. Gotcha. Start the battle. Good dodge.
I serve the ruinous powers!
Characters with melee weapons block adjacent enemies. Can I read this stuff, please? Jeez. Alright. The combat abilities of characters differ between their archetype. Available abilities are located at the bottom right of the screen. On the abilities panel, to read the full description of the ability, hover over your... Click LMB to use the ability. Yes, I kind of got that. Be careful, companions can get hurt by your burst attack or area attacks. To avoid friendly fire, keep a trajectory of shots or area effects. Got it. It's not going to let me figure out the other one, though. Too close. Gotcha. So I need to run, like, right here and take the attack of opportunity.
Sow the seeds of discord.
Oh, I have a Deadeye shot from this, too. So they have how much health? 6? So I don't really need to use, Analyze Enemy here. So I can just pop these two, it looks like.
I will. Death shall reign.
And then maybe put a thing on right here, to help Abelard, because this ups the damage. That'll do. Then we can reload. Nope. Okay. End it turn. Abelard is taking a lot of heat there.
Pain and duty go hand in hand. I'll revert to
Healing in combat. You can...
tactics.
I'm gonna get rid of this one first. Your new companion is Warrior. Abelard specializes in melee combat, drawing enemy attacks. Charge has a unique warrior ability that works only when they are using a melee and is not considered an attack action. Use charge to close distance between you and the enemy and to deal damage. Click LMB and choose direction to charge in. If the enemy is direct path of charge, Abelard will attack them and will still be able to use an attack after if he has not used one this turn. Know that charge can only be used if the character is 2 or more cells away from the target. This character is using a melee weapon. Melee weapon requires to be adjacent to enemy. Blah blah blah. To make it. Yep. Okay. Okay. So if we do cleave here, that's 7 to 9. And takes out like 3. So I can hit all 3 of these ones.
Indeed. One fewer target. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Cannot be used again, but then we can use medkit on him.
Ah, careful now.
Your character has just missed. To increase hit chance, equip your character's decent weapon, place him in vantage point. abilities and talents that will improve weapon skill characteristics will help you hit more often in combat. For improved marksmanship, learn talents that increase perception, ballistic skill talents. Gotcha. Okay.
I won't waste my time on
I need to get out of combat again here. Then we pop you so I don't get in combat again.
soaked tribute.
So I'm curious here. They just took out their own ally.
Minor setback.
So if I use charge, can I hit this one?
It will be done.
Then go back, move here. Oh, that was all my movement. Gotcha. Okay. I was curious if I could move back, but I didn't see that took movement points. So instead we're going to brace. Which, Navy officer gains brace effect to each ally, including themselves in a 5-cell radius. Effect lasts for 1 round, gains 1 charge for each blah blah blah. Actually not really sure what that does. To deflection. Alright. Surely that'll help. Get a bit closer. And pop you. Experience points. You can advance the level of your character and companions, prevailing in battles, exploring Koronus Expanse, and completing quests earns you experience points. Once you have accumulated enough experience points, your character gains a level. Click on the arrows on each character symbol to level up, to open up the level up screen. Looks like we got a level on everyone. Each level gained offers you a character new progression options, which include abilities, talents, skill improvements, and other enhancements. Your companions gain new levels at the same time as your character, even if they are not included in the active party during your journeys. That's good to know. You can always increase your level later. Movement and attack. Nothing's going to happen. Alright. The order in which your action is taken in combat matters. Your character can only move around the battlefield before they take an attack action. Once a character attacks, they lose their remaining movement points, unable to move until the start of their next turn. The way around this, however, is for a character that has some way of gaining movement after attacking. So,
There's a fervor in my soul.
that I click the move or the level up thing. 1 ranks available. Let's take it. Oh, I have to take whatever this is? So I can either take tech or logic, it looks like. So logic is intelligence-based skills, which is analyze enemies. I think it's also surefire plan. No, that's perception. This is agility. And this is intelligence. Okay. It also is used to open doors in containers and hack cognitors, and logic is just rational arguments, more convincing, allows them to notice logical inconsistencies in words, also operate. Let's do tech. Is that all I get to do? I suppose I could do awareness. Or that's what the level is. Okay. 2 archetypes. Closing the interface will reset the choices you made it. Well, how do I lock it in? Oh, complete. There we go. And then you, good sir, are a warrior. So athletics. What's Koronus? Represents ability to resist negative effects of poison, stimulators, alcohol. Athletics is to traverse difficult terrain, leap over a collapsed section of the deck, or climb over slippery rocks. Yeah, let's go athletics. And looks like next level I get a keystone feature, so he'll get endure until warrior's next turn. They gain 2 deflection, 10 temporary wounds. I thought I hit complete here. Alright, let us go. Oh, can I loot these guys? Defeated enemies have no further need for their former belongings, but you can discover valuable trophies among them. Cool! Trophies on the right side of the trophy window. Such items can be used or equipped to your characters. Trophies on the left are packed up as cargo and sent to your ship, which can be used to later trade with various factions. You can move trophies from one side of your window to the other by dragging them over. Alternatively, you can use the buttons as... Okay. So, last pistol. Sword. I kind of want a sword just for melee purposes. Just in case. Not sure if I want a last pistol on me, just in case, but that'll all go to cargo. Collect all. Is that everything on them? There's one over here. What do you have? To cargo, yeah. And I suppose your trophies were packed up as cargo. I should equip that. So now I have some armor. No dodge penalty. Oh, there is a dodge penalty. The character wearing this armor will dodge 35% of the average enemy attacks in this chapter and reduces damage by 10%. Gotcha. Med pack can go on user because you can use it. I think I can use this. And that's a second weapon set I can use, maybe? That way, like, if I'm in combat, I can switch to this and go, haha, I'm in combat now. We'll see if that actually works, though. Alright, through the door. Here's a map of your void ship. It will consist of several parts, between some of which you can travel, some parts are not yet available. But over time, your character will be able to access them. Navigator Sanctum. Let's go and get this back. Game autosaved. Good thing, because I haven't... Oh yeah, I have saved once. Is that our resident psyker?
Death, I hear it. Here, on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abala, how they sing.
Okay, you're crazy. I got it. You hear voices. Fun, fun.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the Imperium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Me? The entirety of your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you are von Valancius, one of Lady Theodora's heirs. Well then, we finally meet.
This would freak me the hell out, because, you know, imagine if a psychic was actually psychic and could read your every thought, and thoughts that you weren't even thinking. That would scare the hell out of me.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officers' deck at once. I
That's Othercide. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
No.
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Othercide's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Yep.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
Why are these my two answers? What are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the Navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the engineerium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
That really can't be good in this kind of a place.
What? You don't mean the engine Seer Prime is...
Boop!
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's Sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
Oh, this ship is screwed. To the Navigator! To the Navigator!
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
Uh-oh.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a Navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Yeah, let's go get him. Okay, party controls. Adira has joined your party, which now consists of several characters. Control one character, click LMB on their portrait, select multiple, hold LMB and drag the box around them. Gotcha. Let's go. Should we go in the door? Hurry, destroy the field. Don't keep our master waiting. Oh, so he's right there. And he's like, no, don't get me. Where's Adira? There we go. So there's a Psyker, there's Sharpshooter, a Brawler, Sharpshooter, and a Brawler. So, want to be like right here. We'll have you go like right there, and I don't know what you do. So we'll have you go right here. Let's get this party started. Owie. Haha, you missed. Owie. Okay, hologram. You can use a hologram to gauge the effectiveness of your intended actions in the combat before taking them. Click LMB on any accessible cell on the battlefield to place the character's hologram there. Select an ability or single shot action to see the expected outcome. The action will be displayed if used for a hologram to let you assess whether you have picked the effective position for the action you are planning to take. Oh, okay, so if I wanted to say... I mean, I don't really want to do anything else with my character. Like, I'm good here. So I'm gonna Yeah, I probably want to take out that brawler that's in combat with Idira. They have 7 health. So we go. Pop goes the weasel.
Demise.
And we analyze the enemy and take that sharpshooter.
Guides me. I will not stoop to this. I reject the very idea.
Oh, I can't shoot multiple times by doing that either.
This is beneath me.
And I can't do that, okay.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Haha, you missed. Idira's ability is she's a psyker and an operative. As an operative, she can study opponents, identify their weakness. As a psyker, it allows her to deal damage to them. Analyze enemies, we know that one. Expose weakness. Yes, we know all this. Idira is armed with special staff, allows a psyker to unleash psychic powers. In the future, you'll encounter staves that only psyker versed in certain discipline can use. For example, you might find a staff that lets a psyker use Inferno, but to do so, they must have a pyromantic psychic discipline learned. Lightning Arc. Cooldown 1 rounds, chains up to 4 targets within its 3 cell radius, dealing 12 damage to each. So if I hit him with 20 lightning, it might go to the sharpshooter is what I'm kind of getting.
Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Oh, we got hit by Perils of the Warp. Okay. But got rid of that thing there. So now we don't have to charge them. I could maybe charge over there, but I wouldn't have enough because he's in the way. So instead, I'm going to swipe at him and just be that. And Brawler down. And then we'll do Brace for Impact. And cover works. Next. Doesn't look like I have a line of sight there. If I moved here. I could hit him. And that would hit the sharpshooter to the side. So what's the difference between the single shot, one creature with a 30 cell radius, 95% hit chance, max distance, 47% chance, 12 to 16 damage, 15 armor pen. Like, this is all my actions too. Okay, got it. So let's move here.
Through chaos, I stride.
And then use Deadeye.
Not stoop to this.
But that's all my actions.
My time on that. I reject the very idea.
I'm confused, but okay. I guess I need movement points to be able to use single shot. What about if I were to do this then? Oh, it's because I'm in combat with this guy. Gotcha.
Ruin beckons. I will not stoop to this.
And then she just skipped her turn because that backlash or whatever. Can I charge over here? No. So let's go right here because of the cover, and then we can maybe get at the sharpshooter next turn.
Let's make it quick.
Death.
Psych her down because he tried to get away from my sword. Go cover. Just out of curiosity here. 38% chance. What if I were up here though and tried to shoot? That would still be a 38. What about up there? 38. And 38. Well then, what we'll do is just run right here.
Carnage, I find purpose.
And hit him with my sword.
One step.
Because snipe that. The creature in the chair appears as if it had become one with its throne. You see pink, parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and limbs that have too many joints for a natural human being. The Navigator is breathing heavily, the air whistling as it exits through the two gill-like slits on its cheek. The creature's eyes are shut, two ordinary eyes, as well as a third one that sits in the center of its forehead.
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
What's wrong with him?
Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
Gotcha.
Your time is short.
That's great. Are you alright?
Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
No.
Ah! It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Idra's scream is echoed by silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the Navigator's coming to the paradox of corruption.
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me.
No, thank you.
Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help.
How do we do this? Because he's dead.
Run. The Sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on. And wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman. Then I will commence the translation. So, run. Run.
Okay, the Navigator is alive, but barely so.
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Othercide and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Vespidas. Good luck.
Emperor's speed to you, sir. Navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids. The box at the base of the chair is bellowing at static and... Ooh, okay. Well, good luck to you, and well, we know you're not getting anywhere. So Sanctioned Psyker had a... Looks like the same one that she might have here. So I'm gonna take this as a just in case. Scrappy autogun's just gonna go to the cargo. Let's take some of this other gear here quick. His arm was way over there. In combat, a character may need to use all kinds of different weapons, which can be prepared in advance. Open your inventory. Yeah, we already kind of did that. Switch to a different weapon set in combat, press X. Swapping weapon sets in combat does not cost points. An axe. Axe causes bleeding. How about you and your arm? This is another scrappy auto gun. Those don't seem that great in comparison. But I'm not sure what maybe we can give him one because he doesn't have a melee weapon or like he. Oh, that's a two-handed. Never mind. I thought we could give him a last pistol or something, or like a auto gun, which technically that is, but I thought that'd be a one-hander. Can we give him a second? We can give him an offhand axe. That's kind of cool. Not sure that's gonna do us any good. So that can go to cargo. That can go to cargo. I didn't really check her, but psychic staff, yeah, they're the same thing. That was all the loot here. Seems so. Alright, let's keep going.
Embrace true power.
What's behind this door? Does not budge. Thought that was where I had to go. Is it this way? Like, do I have to go to the officer's deck and then a different spot? So I know we have to get to the helmsman, but oh, I think it said something about with the Othercide, but I'd rather just get to the helmsman personally. Oh, there you are. Nope, that's someone else. Run, run, run.
Your ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
You sure about that? I think Mort said boom.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Oh, that's someone else.
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
She sounds crazy.
He would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
She's definitely crazy. Do not cross her. Note to self. The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing, the weapon quiver in her hands, and for a brief moment she turns. It seems she is not going to stop and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Argenta, okay.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
Miacidae von Valensis, the captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
She almost looks like a sister of battle, I think.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Ethelthred the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I'm no traitor, you can be sure of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution.
Well, I'm sure retribution will come for me later, but let's deal with this now.
I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is a warrior of the Adepta Sorta? So she is a sister battle, I think. Doing aboard a rogue trader ship. Your orders serve something, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Yeah, let's go.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
We must get to the main hall.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
Yep.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good job trying to fix one. Let's go.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
I like the fact that we're getting a party so quickly. Something more powerful found on the officer's deck. Goods. Well-maintained sniper rifle. Tox dispenser module. And auxiliary plasma banks. Sure. All to inventory. All to inventory. I don't care that's an unsupported item. I don't care that it's an unsupported item. Who can use this? No one? Okay. I'm still taking it.
My ascension has only just begun.
Someone took the sniper rifle. You have received more new efficient weapon for your character to upgrade your equipment. Open the inventory. Yeah, I know. Better sniper rifle. By 1 maximum damage, it looks like. I'm not sure what else is there. But well-maintained sniper rifle. Door? Goods right there, but a lot of heretics. I did... Goods? Why is Goods a person? Multi-key. Universal lockpicking tool provides an additional opportunity to pick a lock. Expendable item. No, we're taking this. To inventory machine right set. Sacred oils. Can appease a keeper of any technology. Provides additional opportunity to call a machine spirit and interact with the device. Yes, we're taking that. So, bunch of heretics here. Open the door. So, I'm assuming I can't get back through this. There's a bunch of loot all around, okay.
Intriguing.
Well.
Here we go again.
Start the battle. There we go. They noticed us. I was like, when does battle actually trigger? Elbard. Oh, it is half cover. Okay. Oh, she goes like first. You can go here and shoot them. Elbard, since I want you charging into them, you can go there. Miss Tech Priesty. I want you over here.
Whispers told me a secret.
And since we're Gonna be blasty blasty. And last, it looks like. We'll do that. Okay, start battle. Argentina is a warrior of Adapta Sororitas and a soldier. She is an expert with burst ranged weapons and weapons that deal damage in an area. Another of her strengths is her mobility in combat. Run and gun is a unique soldier ability. Using it grants the soldier an extra movement point and reduces the cost of the next attack by -1 action point. Okay. The soldier will also suffer a -10 penalty to the ballistic skill for this attack. Run and gun also allows the soldier to perform an additional attack with a ranged weapon, which is a handy tool if you want to make more than one attack in their turn. Revel in Slaughter is a soldier ability which can be used once for each 3 enemies the soldier kills in a single battle. Each activation of this ability increases the ballistic skill critical hit chance and critical damage. This effect stacks and lasts for the end of combat. Certain weapons let you make burst attacks. Okay, performing melee burst attack, the character makes several attacks against a single target. If the first target hits the target, all subsequent strikes are automatically hit. If the first is dodged or parried, subsequents are automatically dodged or parried. Oof. When performing ranged burst attack, the character fires several successive shots with different trajectories. Most of these shots are concentrated at the center of the selected attack cone. Therefore, more enemies are in the center of this area, and the more of them will be damaged. Okay. So it looks like we have some kind of a pistol, or we have her main gun here. Let's try and get this to go back down. So I can burst these 3 and probably not hit all of them. Or I can single shot a few different ones. I'm not sure what momentum is. With momentum, your party members can use unique abilities called Heroic Acts and Desperate Measures. In battle, the level momentum changes depending upon actions of characters. The momentum gauge reaches 175 or more. Any party member can use a Heroic Act. If momentum drops below 25, your characters will gain ability to use Desperate Measures, which has a number of negative effects. At the beginning of battle, momentum begins at 100. Maximum momentum of the party is 200 minimum. Okay. Not sure what Zeal is. Specific parameter that enhances abilities of priests and sisters of battle. Okay. So let's just move. I thought this would be cover, actually. I only have a 64-75 since I thought I would have a better hit chance at these guys. We'll find Furious Recital, 0 AP. Doesn't really help me. I wouldn't have a better hit chance on any of them. Wow. I would still have run and gun. So let's move here.
Bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Let's take this 75 hit chance. Yeah, 75 hit chance. And take out one of them.
For the weak, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Then we take run and gun here.
Acceptable.
Cannot be used because of the effect. Oh, because we're winded? Oh, that would take too much of our action points. Gotcha. Interesting. Oh, because we already used it. Gotcha. I'll take the 45 right here. That's a miss. Gotcha.
That is not the Emperor's will.
Well, I didn't realize I had already used that. Well, that's her turn. Then Abgard goes. I can have him charge to right here. That way he can get both of these guys. 5 to 7 with the axe, or it's cleave with... if we cleave and I hit these two, I take one down, and the cutthroat takes some damage. Unfortunately, that was his AP, but he still does have the axe that I could swing with, because, like, I guess I can only do one attack with this chainsword. And brace for impact, because that's a free one. And that gives us some deflection. I was wondering if that would give them any cover, but I'm not sure. And so we got Analyze, got Psychic Shriek, deal 7 to 16 on the target. So we can immediately take that one down. Let's see, chains up to 4 targets. Oh, she does have a range with that. Gotcha. That... See, this red line here is our range. Gotcha. So if I hit... Oh, I see. So if I hit the cutthroat, I can hit this cutthroat, but it might jump to Argenta. So instead, let's Psychic Shriek this assailant right here, because he hasn't gone yet.
Will do. Be gone.
Then we can analyze this hit cutthroat. So our sniper can blow him away. And forewarning on Argenta. Give her a little extra dodge and parry, it looks like. Oh, that hurt just a tad. Types of cover. Full and partial cover give you the opportunity to avoid enemy attacks. Full cover, indicated by a skull on a shield, reduces the chance to be hit by 60%. Partial cover reduces it by 35%. At the same time, chance to hit a character behind cover may vary depending upon difficulty of the game you choose. Some cover can be destroyed by melee attacks, area attacks, and other abilities. Destructible cover has durability above it. Single shot can penetrate through any cover. So if I just did this, gotcha. So I have a 95 to hit this guy, which doesn't... Oh, I was hoping it would go and hit the heretic assailant right here. But we can still take him out. And then Argenta can move on to this guy. And then we can shriek at the assailant over here. That makes sense to me. So he goes boom.
Satisfying demise.
Oh, more incoming over here. So we gotta take some better positions. Not that I can move with the main character, but I can analyze you, so you go down. And then that should be that. I don't have to reload. Interesting.
Chaos guides me. I serve the ruinous powers. Death to non-believers.
I didn't realize how long I had been recording. I was hoping to just kind of get through the tutorial here. So it doesn't look like I can take cover right here, but I can move to, say, like, right here. And I wanted her to take out this assailant. Did I hit something else? No.
I will not.
Okay. Abe. Okay, what are my options here? Strike, swing. Affects up to 3 enemies in front of the attacker, or sweep inflicts bleeding on the target. So if I just strike, that takes you out.
It will be done. Reduced to dust. I'm not interested. Someone else can do this. At your beck
And I
and
can
call.
charge at this one.
My ears are ringing.
So I can only do 1 melee attack despite everything. Interesting. But also good to know. I thought if I had a sidearm equipped, I could attack with both. Especially with all the AP I had. I was hoping to take out that cutthroat right there. Well then. We're going to Psychic Shriek at the cutthroat right here and hopefully blow his head apart. No. Forewarning on Abe. Up his dodge, up his parry, especially because he has all that stuff. And then it seems like that's gonna be that.
Crush the feeble.
At least they're missing. I'm gonna move right here so I can take out that assassin. What's the chance of hitting you? 95. We'll take out this assailant.
I will triumph.
Move there and a pop. And we'll analyze. And does anyone here need to take more damage? It doesn't really look like it. But just in case, we'll analyze them. Because our intel right there.
I won't waste
And I can't
my
really do
time
too
on
much
that.
else, so like, end our turn.
Out of my way!
So I would like you to move right here so you can pop the assailant right in front of you.
Doubt is for the weak.
There we go. And then you can
That is
run
not
and
the
gun.
Emperor's will.
You have a 45 if you stand right here, but if you move right here and hit, that's still a 45. Okay. If you are in cover, 38, 29, 38. Well, we have a 38 of taking this guy out who's got like 4 health left. We'll take that. Run and gun right now isn't the greatest, but it'll have uses later. I'm sure of it. Okay, well, now I know that this build that I wanted for him was not the greatest. I can't AoE hit anything. 5 to 7 or 7 to 9. How much does bleeding actually do? It doesn't say how much bleeding does. So we're about to find out. 5 to 7 plus bleed. 6 to 8, actually. It's not a high hit chance.
I'd rather not.
And then I can actually charge to this assailant. I'm gonna get a few attacks of opportunity on me, but he has a high parry and dodge. We took that one out. Only a bleed for 2. Now she's gonna need to move. Looks like this one goes next. The one way up here, yeah. So if I psychic blast you, Argenta can move on her turn. I up the... Oh, not in line of sight. We'll just... Oh, that doesn't stack. Whoopsies. I was thinking, I'd forewarning her so she gets more dodge and everything, but that doesn't stack. I should have just done Warp Lightning on this Cutthroat because I had the ability to do so, but nope. Miss. $95 to put the Heretic Cutthroat out of his misery. 38 crit. Up damage on... and lower a few stats on that guy. We'll take that. I'm gonna go around here. So I think I have a better hit chance on this assailant. And we're gonna pop him. 68, but we still got it. She has a kind of low hit chance. But she can shoot a lot.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
I am not afraid to embrace
Oh, you can't do it that way, huh?
that make others shriek and cover. That is the difference between me and ignorant filth.
I kind of just wanted to get everyone there. So... I'm gonna take one of these chain swords. Just for... I think that's her. The cargo can have all of this. And then all of this can be cargo because I'm not gonna use it. There we go. There's a guy over here. That, again, can go to cargo. There's goods right here. Pile of scrolls. So belly churn wheels. Provisions can go to cargo. Oh, I can do info. Which doesn't give me anything. 2% of holy gifts cargo. Well, collect all. Your trophies were packed as cargo. Okay. There's goods in here. Rolls of synth leather, possessed demon engine heart, and golden toke. Well, all that can go there.
I'm restless.
Oh, that didn't work like I wanted it to. I was hoping it would go into, like, her inventory. Well, okay, it... Once I go and investigate something, it'll be there again. So what's all of this? Oh, I see. Okay. This is just my cargo hold. I thought I got some chain swords, not just a sword. I want just one. Split. There we go. That's fine. So what I was trying to do here, because she has an auto pistol, is now I can give her a sword. And if I get the right thing, I can give him an auto pistol. Which it doesn't look like I've found. Because the only ranged stuff I found is this auto gun. Gotcha. And this is just provisions, jewelry, and Xeno artifacts. So, okay. However...
Time to leave my mark upon the galaxy.
Skill tests and interactions with the environment. To open the door, click the icon above the cognitor, and the character with the highest logic will make the skill test. If this test fails, the door will remain closed. A particularly bad test of logic can cause the door to become permanently stuck and impossible to open. I'm actually not sure if I need everyone around me.
Did you want something? I'll warn you if I hear any.
Join me in prayer.
For one, actually. Now you come down here.
Shines for us.
Because previous game entries that I've played, I've needed, or not Owlcat games, I should say, but I've needed all characters around me. And then 2, I'm not sure where I was going with that.
Predictable.
D100 system. Your character is about to make a logic skill test, and dialogue, and during exploration you often make various skill tests, and each result is determined by rolling a 100-sided die. Each skill test has difficulty of up to 100, including negative values. To succeed, you must roll up a value equal to or less than the sum of both the stated difficulty and the value of the skill. Okay. For example, you are attempting a test with difficulty of -10. Your logic score is 40, so 40 minus 10 equals 30. Therefore, to succeed on the logic test, you must roll a 30 or less. Any result above a 30 will mean failure. Note that difficulty is calculated from the greater up to lower values. Okay. Kind of makes sense to me. I'm used to the other way around, so, like, I would need to roll a 70 or higher. But nonetheless, the higher the character's skill score, the easier it is for them to succeed on tests. The skill scores depend upon the character's receptive character scores, blah blah blah. And skill scores depend upon the character's respective character scores, skills advancements on level ups, and any bonuses on the character's equipment might offer to succeed on skill tests or gameplay. Develop skills. Okay. Access received. So sometimes you need all... In other games I played like this, particularly like Neverwinter Nights, you need all the characters by you to get access to their skills, and otherwise, like, when you do this, sometimes you can't go out of the dialogue menu, and you need to just roll with that, and otherwise it's like, say, Abelard was just right here, I wouldn't be able to use him for that door, which is kinda half-cooked. Nothing in here other than goods. I think I'm getting the hang of this. Operator's Glove. Wearer gains +3 to tech. We'll take that. A Melt-A-Charge. Explosive device suitable for eliminating flimsy obstacles. Okay. That was handy. I do tech. So we'll equip that.
The world will bow.
So it said there was a lot of tech around here. Or a lot of loot. Oh, I wanted to move my map. No, no. No, no. Do not move without me doing that. Although it said there was loot out here. Or down here?
The world trembles beneath my feet.
So let's go get that. Oh, that's how you move on the map. Gotcha. So there's loot on a guy down here. Goods. Okay. Loot goblin must get everything. Cargo, cargo. Cargo. Gotcha. Never know what might be useful. And what's this? Replica of the void ships. Okay.
Let's seize the opportunity.
Nothing left over there, so we can go up. Blow up the door, 100% chance, because we have a melta charge now. Argenta, you do you. Do we need to run away? No. We got to level up for that, though. Okay, so now I get a new skill. Expose weakness. Operative removes all exploits from the target. Okay, I need to know what's an exploit here. The operative hits a target with an exploit stack. The attack deals plus 5% perception bonus. This is a lot. I just want to know what an exploit was. Removes all exploits from a target, decreasing the target's dodge, parry, and armor by minus 15%, with a few other things attached until the start of operative's next turn. If this ability reduces the target's armor to 0, the operative removes only half the exploits from the target. So, suppose that's like, hey, you have minus armor or something, and then it would remove the minus armor and whatever else is on there, but if it removes a bunch of stuff, it only removes half. Until the warrior's next turn, they gain plus 2 deflection and plus 10 temporary wounds, which is like health, I'm assuming. Cool. The Psyker also gets... Oh, wait. Back to archetypes. I would prefer not to do that, because isn't she a Psyker? Unsanctioned Psyker. It looks like I can only level up operative. Okay. I was hoping to level up her as a Psyker or something, but doesn't look like that's going to be an option. And then our Sister of Battle. The Soldier gets Revel in Slaughter, which is that ability it kind of told me about before. Soldier immediately removes the winded effect until the end of next combat. The soldier gains the following bonuses: plus 10 ballistic skill, plus 15 critical damage, 5% critical hit chance. Immediately available after the soldier kills 3 enemies. Kill counter is not reset between rounds. Alright, so this recording has been going on for a while. This section looks huge. I thought I was just going to get through the tutorial section, which this very much feels like to me, but I'm just going to continue this in the next section and go from there. I know I paused a few times for breaks and such, but like, this recording has been going on for a lot longer than I even do like opening episodes a lot of the time, so I kind of need a break from recording. This is going to be a lot to edit. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope everyone's enjoying Rogue Trader. I was about to say something else. I hope everyone's enjoying Rogue Trader. And I'm really hoping that like we get more classes to play around with and stuff like that, because it feels very XCOM-y with a lot more story involved, which I really like. And then we get to play with more equipment, which is really cool. So I have a feeling I'm really going to enjoy this. And depending upon how this goes, we will check out the other Owlcat games, because I've really wanted to play Path of the Righteous. But considering how long it's been since I've played Kingmaker, we might play through that first, so let me know what you think about that down in the comments. I feel like I shouldn't need to say this, but please, for the sake of me, who has not played through Rogue Trader, and for everyone else who has not played Rogue Trader, please stay away from backseating and any spoilers in the comments. Those are just really not cool, and of course is against my community guidelines. So please stay away from spoilers. I really do not appreciate them. They are very uncool, and we will go from there. I just thought I'd put that out based on the fact that, like, how people have done stuff like that in the past with a few games I've done recently. And, yeah, we'll pick up from here next time, kind of clearing the ship still, going through the upper decks, just see what else happens, because I have a feeling we're going to get the ability to travel somewhat early in the game, but we need to, get through this whole kerfuffle soon, which I'm assuming is setting us up to be the Rogue Trader, is my whole assumption, especially considering that we got the writ, or my memory's really bad today, but considering that we got that whole relic, or we were intact with it, and that was supposed to be Theodora, or the current Rogue Trader's whole reason that she is the Rogue Trader. So that's gonna probably have its own consequences and such. So that'll be it for this time. Next episode will probably be much shorter. I'm probably thinking about like 1 hour from here on out, but we will see from here, and we will have some fun. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I will see you next time, and please have a good one.